Everybody that is a part of the 5K and 5-day challenge. Well, listen, today is day 4, and I just wanted to jump up here real quick to remind you guys on day 4, do not forget, this is going to be the final day before we get ready for our live day. So you want to make sure that you have done your work. Now, for my VIPs, the purpose of this particular video is, of course, to also remind you about all the bonuses and things like that that you get with the VIP. So don't forget, as a VIP, of course, you get access to everything, and you also automatically get the replay of the live day. If you are general admission, if you want the replay, you must be there live, okay? You're also going to get tonight, on Friday night, the live Q&A session. Now, I'm just going to stress this, guys. I charge $1,000 for an hour with me, okay? One thing that I can tell you that is so dope about these VIP Q&A sessions is that you're literally able to ask me a question, anything pertaining to business. If you have a publishing question, if you have a marketing question, if you have a question, maybe you got a speaking event that's coming up and you want to learn how to properly leverage your book. Maybe you want to know a specific tip on how to be able to leverage your book for an upcoming holiday and get on the media. We have all types of stuff that you can ask, literally anything about growing your business. Remember, I'm here to show authors how to leverage and turn their books into multiple streams of income, but you have to show up to the VIP Q&A session. Now, the way that the Q&A session will work is you get to ask one question. So make it good. In fact, I would highly recommend don't just show up to the challenge or to the Q&A session and think of the question then. Think about what you've experienced over the first 4 days. What are some of the things that some of the challenges that you've experienced up to here? What are some questions that you might have, maybe even about pre-selling? I know some of you guys, you maybe wanted to learn a little bit more details about the Jot form or the form that you're using when people pre-order from you, but have your questions already ready. I also recommend to at least think about 3 questions that you would like to ask me. Write them down in your journal because you just never know. Somebody might ask one of your questions and then you don't want to be in a space where I don't want to ask a question. One thing about me, whenever I'm at an opportunity or I'm in an opportunity to be able to ask someone who literally has all the information that I need to go to the next level, I never leave without the opportunity of asking a question, especially if it exists. And so please take advantage of your 3 VIP Q&A sessions, okay? So you're gonna have a session on Friday. You're also gonna have one right after the live day, okay? So day 5 is the day we go live, and that'll be where you'll do your Q&A session right after. So all of my VIPs, get your energy up, get your coffee in, because right after you'll be able to ask questions. And again, you get to ask one question. So make it good and think about everything that you've learned. What do you have a question about? Whatever it may be. And then you also get to join us live for our Book Profits Club meeting that takes place every single Monday night. And so you'll be able to join us there. You'll get a chance to see some of our other fellow BPC members and how they're sharing their wins and all the great things. And you get to ask your question there as well. So you get a lot, right? Now, the other thing I want to stress to you guys is the Canva templates. So as of recent, I found some really cool ways where you can take one design from Canva and create, whether you want to have a week's worth of content to a month's worth of content in a matter of minutes. And so I'm going to provide to you guys a bonus training. For those of you guys who are VIPs, you're also going to get the templates to use. For those of you guys who are general admission, you at least have the training so that you can see. Also, if you are not a VIP and you wish to upgrade, you can upgrade today. All you need to do is make sure that you shoot me a message in my email or reply back to the email that you guys have been getting that has been sharing with you all the different days, day 1, day 2, day 3, etc. Reply back before we start our Q&A session, at least an hour before we start our very first Q&A session, and you can upgrade, okay? I'm just going to recommend, if you've been getting value, just watch what you learn at the VIP Q&A session. Another thing about me is you can ask me one question, but I'm not just going to give you a surface level answer. I'm going to break it down. If if it's one thing that you can know about me, y'all, is I love doing what I do. And I love being able to transform your thinking into seeing something in a way that maybe you didn't even know existed. And so VIPs, please don't be late. Oh, also, if you have a question, this is the way it works, because I want to make sure you come prepared. Those that plan to fail to plan. Okay. And so, or maybe we reverse it. Those that fail to plan to fail. And so maybe you wasn't planning to fail, but if you do not plan in advance, guys, you can surely set yourself up for failing, right? So when you come into the VIP Q&A session, you need to go ahead and click on the icon to raise your hand immediately. You have up until the first 5 minutes of the start of the event, the Q&A session, to raise your hand. And the reason I do that is because I don't want people to come in here and just try to ask me a random question. It's almost kind of like you aren't really serious about this opportunity. And if it's one thing that I will never do is I'll never disrespect your time, and I hope that you don't do the same to me, right? So the way that you prepare for this is have your questions up front. What do you have a question with? What are you having a challenge with? Ask your question, but you must log into the VIP Q&A session and raise your hand. Now, if you don't have a question, and maybe you're just hoping that somebody else has a great question, cool. But if I was you, I wouldn't waste this opportunity and not have a question. So think about what those questions may be. You'll get an opportunity to raise your hand, and I look forward to seeing you on the Q&A. All right, y'all. Have a wonderful day. And I'm loving seeing you guys post in the Facebook group that you've been completing your homework. I love the videos and everything. You guys are thebomb.com. Talk to you later.